And it's time for Lefties Losing It. And I wish I could say I was shocked by the Islamists and leftists mourning a dictator, condemning President Trump's strikes against Iran and generally being miserable, oxygen-thieving miscreants. But I want to start Lefties on a high note tonight. So let's see Iranians adopting the Trump dance to celebrate the death of the dictator. It's not just Iranians adopting Trump's dance and favourite song. They've discovered that Donald Trump's signature dance moves work perfectly with Persian music. Don't believe me? Have a look at this. Now let's check in on the awful Jane Fonda, who had this to say about the efforts to liberate Iran.
This dangerous and insane war against Iran not only violates international law and our Constitution and War Powers Act, but risks exploding into a vast war of vast proportions, taking the lives of many.
Oh dear. You know, if the liberation of genuinely oppressed women fills you with so much dread, Jane, then perhaps you're a witch. You may just be a witch. Could explain a lot, no? Let's have a look at a CBS reporter who appears to be told to change his coverage of the Iranian celebration to not include praise of Donald Trump. Here is Vinny Materano being told they don't want us to focus on this. His response is brilliant. To the lefty meltdown in New York City now over the elimination of a brutal Islamist dictator. And I got to say, there were feelings of deja vu watching this pitiful but clearly well-organised and well-funded anti-Trump uprising. Yes, there they were with their professional-looking signs chanting, "Hands off Iran now." Just like they were chanting "Hands off Venezuela" a few weeks back, signs looked awfully similar too. Joining me now is celebrity and royal reporter Kinsey Schofield. Kinsey, the celebrity class has condemned Donald Trump over his military action in Iran, accusing him of breaking his campaign promise to stop all wars. We've got all the usual suspects coming out in force: Rosie O'Donnell, Mark Ruffalo, Jack White, Jane Fonda and John Cusack, who peddled this conspiracy theory on X. He wrote, "Trump starts a wag the dog war to distract from Epstein and to do the Netanyahu bidding. Who's lobbied for this for over 30 years? Had enough yet?" So this is all apparently to distract from the Epstein files, which has done no harm to Donald Trump. It has done some harm to some Democrat luminaries. I mean, this man needs some serious help. Our friend John, I don't know, the sort of help that's offered in facilities that have padded rooms, perhaps.
Yeah, Cusack is a progressive activist, not a defense strategist. Framing a military strike as a Hollywood-style conspiracy theory may fire up social media, but it's not serious national security analysis. And who take his Trump derangement syndrome is so fierce. Who does take any of his political commentary seriously anymore? Because it's to an extreme that you have a hard time processing.
And really, where are these Hollywood celebs, these so-called proud feminists? They're not coming out and saying anything about the treatment of women or even saying anything about thousands of young Iranians being slaughtered in recent months just for peacefully protesting. I mean, really, they have absolutely no credibility at this stage. But let's move on to some other issues. And there are reports that Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie have been banned from attending Royal Ascot in June. And they won't be allowed to join their family in the royal procession either. This is all due to the Epstein revelations surrounding their parents. Kinsey, is that fair if it's their parents at fault and they're being punished, or have these two also been fairly money-hungry grifters who have been trading on their royal titles?
I mean, that's an astute observation. You can't ignore the judgment issue. Choosing to spend time with a man who has already served time for targeting underage girls raises serious moral questions, fair or not. That association, Beatrice and Eugenie jumping on a plane to spend time with Epstein, along with Fergie, has reputational consequences. The monarchy has to think long term, and Ascot is about safeguarding the brand. The Yorks family association with Epstein has already done enormous damage. If reports suggest more disclosures are coming, which Andrew Lowney says is true, that we should be worried for more regarding Andrew, the palace is likely trying to create distance before another headline cycle. And that's not personal punishment, it's institutional risk management.
That's a good point. Now on more to do with Jeffrey Epstein, and freshly unearthed emails have revealed he withheld medical treatments and used his own doctors to exercise control over the women he was involved with. Kinsey, what else have we learned?
Yeah, that it wasn't just this physical abuse. It wasn't just about money or access. He literally used doctors and medical care to control women, deciding who got treatment and when. That's classic manipulative behavior, rewarding compliance, isolating people, keeping them dependent. It's calculated psychological abuse. That's why these new emails are so disturbing. They show how much thought went into keeping these women under his control.
Yes, so one wonders when he had time to be some global financier. I mean, we still don't know how he accumulated that enormous wealth, how he went from being some maths teacher to being pretty much a billionaire. I mean, there's so many questions that are still unanswered, and some questions here. Actor and comedian Jim Carrey has raised eyebrows during a rare red carpet appearance at the French Film Awards, and Kinsey, fans were shocked by his very different look, some claiming this man could even be an imposter.
I really took on a pretty big challenge trying to do my speech in French. So, I wrote it and I researched it and I practiced it like crazy. But, it's, then I watched everybody like talking 1,000 miles an hour up there receiving their awards. And I was like, I'm dead.
Kinsey, I don't know. I think it's just him and he's had too much filler and Botox, but some fans claim he even sounds a little different, and Botox and fillers don't normally change your voice, do they?
No, I mean, I loved the fact that you referenced raised eyebrows, because clearly that's something he's incapable of doing at the moment. In Hollywood here, the plastic surgeons are saying maybe it's an upper eye bleph where they remove some of that skin around your eyelids. They've also said, of course, Botox, fillers around the cheek and forehead, and a potential brow lift or facelift. We have a reality show here called Botched, where they take care of people that have had some pretty bad plastic
I
surgery.
love that show.
And I think I think Jim Carrey might be starring in the next season based on what we just witnessed.
You know what he needs to do? He needs to go see Demi Moore's latest plastic surgeon because she got botched and in the facial area, a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
And now she looks better than ever. In her 60s, she looks about 35. So let's just find, actually, I know who that surgeon is and it's very difficult and very expensive to see. So Jim Carrey, start saving up for but why are the men doing this? I can understand the pressure on women to be youthful forever, but why is someone like Jim Carrey, who's never traded on his looks, Kinsey, going to these extremes?
Yeah, a comedy, a silly character. The Joker from Batman, like, you don't need to be a hot guy to do that. But you're right. We saw Brad Pitt recently get a facelift, and his looks amazing. We are seeing men pursuing it more. Oh, Bradley Cooper.
Brad Cooper got botched. He got botched. Yes. He got botched as well. Kinsey Schofield, we could talk about these botched cases. Maybe we should do that next time around. Thanks for your time tonight.